Hey, real quick, in honor of the month of October, 4-1, give it up for yourselves right now. All right, when you stand up in front of a team and you talk and you try to make sure you're making people understand it's one game at a time, but sequential parts of the season where you can grow in the foundation of this team, all right, from some real tough learning early on in the year of what we really are and what we're really made of as a team. We've cemented that. All right, you guys are 2-0 in the NFC North. All right, this team is built of the right stuff because of you guys, because of our leadership, because of your makeup to go and attack each week, regardless of result, circumstance, and that is not changing. I'm very, very proud of this football team to come in here and have a very, very impressive performance to go get that done. All right, give me that first game ball real quick. All right, that was a defensive performance that it's really hard to put into words. I saw all 11 out of multiple personnel groupings, guys making plays. All right, you guys made the game plan come to life. Every single defensive player in this room gets a game ball. But the guy that's going to accept that game ball, all right, could have been DJ Wanham and his 2 sacks all over the place. But where's he at, man? Josh Metellus, come get this thing. All right, finished 1 yard short of 100. We were trying like hell to get it for him. We had TJ Hawkinson over 80 yards and a touchdown. Addison over 70 and a touchdown. But when we had to have him, like he's done ever since I've been around the guy, nothing but love for this player, KJ Osborne. Out of Lambeau, 2-0 in the NFC North with a lot out in front of this football team. Very, very proud of you guys. You got to be O.
Family on 3. 1, 2, 3. Family. Family right here. That's what it's all about.
He's into the end zone. He caught it. Are you kidding me with that catch, JJ?
Welcome inside the TCO studios for the Week 9 edition of Vikings Weekly. We are your hosts. That's Tatum Everett. I'm Gabe Henderson. And Tatum, it has been a unique week for this Minnesota Vikings team, to say the least. You talk about last Sunday, the Minnesota Vikings win 24-10 at Lambeau Field. However, it came with a huge setback. Minnesota Vikings quarterback Kirk Cousins went down with an injury late in the fourth quarter, which was later diagnosed as an Achilles tear, resulting in season-ending injury for our QB1. This is tough news. This is a tough blow for this Minnesota Vikings team, but the show goes on.
That's right. The show does go on with rookie quarterback Jaren Hall getting his first NFL start on the road against the Falcons. Gabe, it's going to be an interesting show.
Yeah.
So what's on deck for today?
Coming up in the show, the NFL sack leader, Danielle Hunter, sits down with us. We also go to the film room with Pete Bursich and Kevin O'Connell, and we hear from the newest Minnesota Viking and Josh Dobbs right here on Vikings Weekly.
However, before we start talking about the Falcons game, let's look back at the divisional win against the Packers, the Vikings' third straight victory.
And no matter what side of the border this game is played on, this matchup always delivers the hits. Let's check out this week's winning edition of Field Access.
Hey,
Here we go.
let's go have some fun today, man. Go out there and ball out, show the whole world who we are, man. RB's on 3. 1, 2, 3. RB's. Woo!
Hey, last week done. Come on. Hey, we don't gotta match nobody energy, man. Every week they gotta match our energy. Every week, man. We got a standard. We gotta live up to that standard every week, man. We're gonna do every day, man. Let's work out today. Let's do it. Come on. Here we go. Vikes on 3. Vikes on 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey, number 1. Let's go. Let's go. Fly to the ball. Fly to the ball.
Second and goal from the 6. Handoff back to Akers. Up the middle across the 5. To the goal line. Touchdown! Cam Akers with his first touchdown wearing purple and gold. And the first rushing touchdown of the season for the Minnesota Vikings.
He's been waiting on it all. He's been waiting on the whole time. He said he wanted to touch the paint. That boy touched the paint. You've been speaking about it. You said you wanted to last year.
Dog, bro. That's how you run like a dog.
On second down. Love with an empty backfield. He's about to be hit, and he is sacked. DJ Wonnum. Three receivers left. Cousins shotgun. 3rd and goal. Takes the snap. Looks left. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown! T.J. Hawkinson with his 3rd touchdown this season.
Nice job! It was like that, yeah. That's a hell of a job, dude.
Minnesota rushes 3. Love, straight drop, fires at center of the field and intercepted. It was picked off in front of Jaden Reed. Here comes Josh Metellus to the 50, to the 40, far side to the 35. Leaps over a Packer at the 25. Here's Josh Metellus with a big interception. Middle of the 3rd quarter, and the Vikings have turned over all that is green and gold. So here comes Minnesota, 1st and 10 from the Green Bay 20. Cousins is going to loop one right. Caught! Touchdown! Jordan Addison with his 7th National Football League touchdown. That gives Minnesota a 23-3 lead.
Fake Lambeau lead. If I scored, I was going to the same people. I was looking for the Lambeau lead.
Love out of the shotgun. 4-man rush. Throws over the middle. Knocked away. Well done, Minnesota Vikings defense.
Huge shout out to Brian Flores and this Minnesota Vikings defense with yet another dominant performance on defense. In Week 8's win, the Vikings held the Packers offense to 270 total yards while tallying 4 sacks and a crucial interception. Tatum, with Kirk Cousins being officially placed on season-ending IR, this Vikings team, they're going to have to rely heavily on its defense, and that starts with the NFL sack leader in Danielle Hunter.
That's right. Danielle does lead the NFL in sacks. In fact, in his 9th season, he's on pace to break his single-season career sack record this month. I sat down with the NFC Defensive Player of the Month to talk about why he's playing some of the best football of his career. The weather took a turn, over the weekend? Have you gotten used to it after 9 seasons?
Since the first one, to be honest, because we were playing outside and we didn't have the stadium. So then we had that cold game in the playoffs, so that really just set it off.
Well, we finally got to 0. I told you it was going to heat up today.
Well, you've been Kirk Cousins' teammate now for 6 of those 9 seasons, and after the injury, he really has never been out of the season, out of a game almost in your entire time of being here.
Kirk's limping off the field, by the way. Kirk looks like he messed up his right ankle.
What does that do to a team when it's such a valuable member to you guys?
He's always been there for us. He's always made the plays when he needed to make the plays. It just makes us want to go harder for him. We kind of like being in uncomfortable situations.
He is officially labeled as is out with an ankle.
Why do you guys like being uncomfortable?
It's just something about it. It's just fun just being in a situation like that. You don't want it to be too easy, but it's just fun being in a situation like that.
What is an example of maybe an uncomfortable situation that you guys have had this season?
I mean, when the team's about to score and then we're like, okay, we got your backs, the offense is coming off. And maybe they had a turnover or something on their defense and offense is coming off the field. You know, we go out there, we're like, offense, we got your back. Don't worry about it, we'll get you the ball back.
Ball knocked out of his hands, and it's Danielle Hunter. Stripped the ball out of the hands of Justin Herbert. It'll go as a strip sack.
Well, currently you are the NFL sack leader with 10 sacks, double digits in 8 games. How does that make you feel?
I'm not really a big stat guy, I'm always going out there to do what I need to do for my team.
He's sacked. Danielle Hunter.
It should make you feel pretty good because I'm sure you have noticed that last season alone in 16 games, 17 games, it was 10.5 sacks. So now you are not only on pace to break last year, but you could potentially break your career sack total, 14.5, this month. What have you done to be playing your best ball at this point of your career?
I'm a big believer in if you do something over and over again and you apply yourself, you can only get better. So I'm coming into my 9th season. As the season goes on, you start somewhat decent and I feel like you get better and better as the season goes on. But coming into year 9, I feel like I've done this so many times. I'm just like, okay, I've been in a situation like this before. I know what to expect. So I'm basically just applying what I've learned in the past to what I'm playing with now.
Well, you're a fast guy on the field, and you like to go fast, obviously. You're a big car guy. Where did that come from?
Honestly, that came from my uncle. When I was little, he gave me a PS1, and he gave me the game Gran Turismo. So I do races over and over again, like unlocking different types of cars and like learning about the cars and all that. So ever since then, I've just been into it and I stuck with it.
Tell me about the car that you drove to the 49ers game.
Oh, that car. That car was a British car. It's a street legal race car. So it has turn signals, everything, horn, for everybody that's asking if it's street legal. So previously last year, we took a trip out to the UK and we met up with those guys and they offered me a chance to buy one of those vehicles. There's actually 50 of them ever made. So I was blessed enough to have the opportunity to get one of those vehicles.
If you could describe your play on the field in terms of car models or what cars can do, how would you describe it? What model of car?
I would say there's actually 2 cars.
Okay.
They're my favorite cars. I have a Nissan and a Porsche.
Why do you think that feels like your play on the field?
Because it's those cars, they're capable of a lot of things, but you'll never know what it is until you see it perform. So I feel like I'm kind of like a silent assassin out there because I stay down and I do my job, but at the same time, I feel like I can do things to help my teams.
My entire conversation with Danielle Hunter is on Vikings.com or the Vikings app. Still to come, head coach Kevin O'Connell dives into the film room with Vikings radio analyst Pete Verstich, and we have the latest this week on all of the Vikings trade deadline moves. Stay tuned. Welcome back into Vikings Weekly. That's Gabe, I'm Tatum, and Vikings fans, as we all know, love a good win at Lambeau. And to extend a win streak is even better, Gabe.
And sitting here at 4-4, this Viking season has come down to 2 things. 1, turnovers. 2, explosive plays. When the Vikings turn the ball over, chances are they're not going to win. When they have explosive plays, they're on the other side of the spectrum. In this week's edition of Film Room, Kevin O'Connell highlights the explosive plays that led to the Vikings' victory at Lambeau Field on Sunday.
Welcome back to Film Room with Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell, brought to you by Twin Cities Orthopedics. Coach, selfishly, the one game a year I want to win is that one in Lambeau. But on a serious note, complimentary football. We saw that on Sunday.
Yeah, I think from a standpoint of how the game played out, offensively, I thought we moved the ball well really all day long. Defensively, though, to me, the key was a team that we knew wanted to get off to a fast start. We were able to really limit their ability to do that. 3 and outs, turnover on downs, the interception that we'll show here in a play or two. I just thought it was a great example of Flo's guys bringing a game plan to life, and their continued growth and evolution as a defense was really, really cool to see. And then how it kind of played off of each side offensively, taking advantage of that interception with a sudden change touchdown. And then just the feel of the game, quite honestly, it felt like a complete effort from our team. Always room for improvement, but definitely something to build on.
Yeah, I mean, they're a second half scoring team, and to come out in the second half and put 14 on them like that, let them know it's not their day.
Yeah, it was a big thing.
Let's see how we did it.
So just looking at this, I thought it was a huge play in the game to make sure we come away with 7 on this drive when we had really pushed it down the field a few times. Big time day in the passing game, and like we'll see right here, a 3rd down touchdown in the low red. So fans might recognize this motion, just kind of looking at it from a standpoint of, we know TJ is now the outermost in a bunch right there, but by using this subtle little motion to now make KJ move outside of that, just trying to see what kind of change, adjustments, things we can make, whether the defense is in man, zone. In this case, we get zone coverage, and we're going to run kind of a core staple play where KJ is going to have the ability to win kind of on that front line. Once he ties down that flat defender right there, TJ's got the ability to then run the in-breaking route behind him versus what you see as really, really good leverage right there. Defender on his outside, Douglas there, and now with BP screaming across vertically, we're just trying to isolate as much of that space in the middle of the end zone as we possibly can. You can see what's new. Kirk already starting his arm right there, ball out as TJ just gets into that cut, and TJ goes down and gets it for a big time score on the back end line. Here's what I want you to watch right here. Beyond the really good protection, just take a look at my man 66, Dalton Reisner, doing a nice job in pro at the point of attack, and then watch what you see. He's normally the first guy to the party and as excited as anybody right there. But we have a saying around here, Vikings picking up Vikings. Part of ball security is it takes all 11. Part of ball security is those linemen finishing downfield, expecting good things to happen. And even when that play's over, it's a touchdown catch. 66 showing up to the party. Really, really cool to see. Speaking of showing up to the party, there's a party going on at the line of scrimmage right here with Vikings in a threatening, blitzing look right here. We've got, count them up, really 8 guys up around the line of scrimmage. Packers thinking that they're going to get into maybe a max protect look. This ends up being a drop 8 kind of coverage where Josh Metellus is really going to be responsible to run the middle of the field in a split safety zone kind of coverage. And what I want people to see is just the difference between the pre-snap and the post-snap. As Jordan Love thinks, I better be ready to beat pressure. He now sees that it's 8 guys in coverage, bringing 3 men on the rush, and there goes Metellus down the middle of the field right here, really responsible for any ball that gets thrown down. We got the safeties in kind of a 2-deep look, making sure we defend every blade of grass right here. And as this ball is thrown, not a bad attempt by Jordan Love right there, giving his guy a chance to make a play. But how about Josh? Playing the hands, technique, fundamentals in the back end, and making a huge play, getting guys blocking out in front, and really a critical turnover in the moment gives us the ball 1st and 10 at the 20 going in. You'll see it right here again. 8 Vikings up at the line, very easily out of this same look. We could be sending everybody going 8 forward right there where they don't have enough to block us all, but we also can drop out of there just like we do visual on the quarterback. We knew going into this game we'd get some ops down the field. How about that reaction to not interfere? This team had led the league in drawing interference penalties, to play the hands, ball comes out, and Josh Metellus has been absolutely huge for us all season long.
And a phenomenal job of disguise because Love gets the top of his drop, says middle open, I'm just throwing it down the middle of the field.
Yeah, there shouldn't be anybody there. Exactly, they were all at the line of scrimmage. Great job covering ground.
I feel like those guys could talk ball all day, and you guys can check out that full conversation out now on Vikings.com. Well, the keys to the franchise are officially in Jaren Hall's hands, and while Kevin O'Connell is extremely confident in the rookie, that didn't stop this Minnesota Vikings team when it comes to adding some much-needed depth or quote-unquote insurance at that quarterback position via the trade deadline.
That's right. That trade deadline came and went, and the Vikings made a couple of moves, most notably trading with the Cardinals for journeyman quarterback Joshua Dobbs. The Vikings felt like it was an immediate solution that provided a high-quality player. Here's what else was said around TCOPC regarding the Dobbs trade.
That position, honestly, like any position, you trying to upgrade the talent of the place in the room. So liked what he had in terms of what he saw, what I've seen from him on film. We also really like Jaren Hall. We like Nick Mullins. It's not to say anything about our quarterback room. Just with Nick's coming back from his injury, just a little uncertainty there. So I don't want to say insurance and then he ends up playing and What Kwesi didn't know, it's you always trying to upgrade the talent in the room. Whenever chance you have an opportunity to do so, you do so.
The goal always is whoever's starting, right, it's their show, and you help them. So this week is helping Jaren get as prepared as possible as Sunday. Obviously, I'm learning the playbook and the lingo quickly, but I do have a lot of experience. So whatever experience and insight I can give how to go out and operate on Sunday and play at a high level, man, I'm going to give it. And so that's how it works. Whoever's in that starting role, everyone else in the room is rallying behind that guy for them to go out and succeed and play at the highest level as possible. And so we want Jaren to play well because that helps the team play well. And at the end of the day, we're all about winning on Sunday. So I'm going to embrace whatever role I'm given in that QB room, man, and try to help out however I can, try to contribute however I can, whatever capacity that is, and be ready to go on Sunday.
Josh gives us an experienced player who's started some games, not only this year but last, and has played some good football against some of the best defenses in our league, and found ways to move the ball. Brings a level of athleticism to go along with great football intelligence, smart player. Have always loved his makeup and kind of what he's all about. And he's played in a variety of different offenses, and I know he's excited to get going here. So we'll get him out here and start the preparation of acclimating him and getting him ready to go, potentially on Sunday, in a supportive role of Jaren.
Dobbs and the rest of the Vikings are gearing up for that away game on Sunday in Atlanta. Kickoff set for noon on Fox. But I don't know if you noticed this, Gabe, the set got a little spookier.
It's that time of the year. It is the season of giving, and earlier this week, this Minnesota Vikings team had a chance, at least the offensive linemen, had a chance to participate in the Halloween fashion show, giving back to the community. So Vikings fans, we're going to leave you with just that.
That's right. Thanks so much for watching this week's episode of Vikings Weekly. We will see you next week.
I'm trying to find the flower. There's got to be a flower. Oh, I picked the right one. I definitely picked the right one. What's going on? Hi. I'm watering on you.
Man, this event tonight is amazing. I mean, being able to come here and have the impact on these kids and on these families. I've been hearing about this event for a few weeks of like, hey, we're gonna go dress up, walk down the aisle with a bunch of these kiddos, and their families will be in there watching, and it's the least we can do to show up for 1 hour, put on some costumes, make them smile, walk them down a runway. It's just awesome, man.